Meow meow travelers. Meow Josh.
Meow meow Kathy.
Meow meow. Meow Genshin guys. Hi everyone, welcome to our live stream recording of our podcast. And welcome to everybody who has heard us before. If you are new here, welcome. And of course, welcome all. This podcast is for fans of Genshin Impact, the mobile game made by Hoyoverse, also known as MiHoYo. Here we talk about our opinions, experiences, and dreams about Genshin Impact. If you like our show, don't forget to subscribe on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the podcast. So before we get started today, I see there's a bunch of people in the chat. Welcome, everybody. If it's late for you, good evening. If it's earlier for you, good morning. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our live podcast today. Before we start diving into our contents, Kahi, how are you doing today?
Getting over a cold. It took me a really long time to get over this thing because apparently whenever I go into like really cold AC, it just like flares up my sinuses because I can't really like breathe properly. So yeah, voice is a little bit deeper than normal, but also the cold rain is back, so that's gonna be even better for my sinuses. That's awesome. But I'm loving the cool weather though. I do prefer this kind of weather instead of just like steamy sauna weather. But how are you, Josh? Are you doing all right? Because I know you're getting a little sick lately too.
No, I'm so sick. Yeah, I just did a podcast yesterday too, but just kind of powering through it. Like I can talk. It's more like if I start talking too much, then like I want to cough, and then when I cough, it hurts to cough. So it's this whole thing, and like I know where the infection's from. Like I know it's just gonna take a little bit of time to get rid of it, but I'm here today, so with you guys because I really love being here, and it doesn't really like hurt for me to talk. So I definitely want to keep podcasting, but yeah, I'm really excited to be here. So, and otherwise, I'm doing pretty good. So here we are. Okay, so everyone, today we'll be doing, as you can see, a live recording of the podcast, and our main topic today will be like sort of a live discussion while we're chatting with everyone. Of course, we'll be doing it in our similar to our format as usual, and I will still upload the episode later, largely unedited. But if anybody misses it, it's still purely audio based, so you don't need to like watch the screen to see what's happening. To understand what's going on in the podcast. It is still an audio podcast, so don't worry if you didn't catch the video stream. Now, that being said, what we do have is I'm as Heizo and Kahi is Wanderer, and we are just chilling in Komore Tea House, one of our favorite places. Nice backdrop. Yeah, just hanging out in here. Wow, it's super nice. But yeah, but we're here to talk, so let's go ahead and introduce today's topics. First will be, as always, my week in Genshin, our weeks in Genshin, and then we're going to be talking about Genshin news. And then we'll be talking about, briefly, about Fungus Mechanicus, the event that just ended recently, and the live stream 3.6 thoughts. That's going to be our big bulk of our discussion today. I don't expect this podcast to be super long, but at the same time, we do have a lot to talk about. And then after live stream 3.6, we will talk about the community discussion question, as well as our last wish segment where we pull one time. That'll be really fun, so you guys can see that live. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started with our weeks in Genshin. Boken da Boken! Okay, so Kahi, how was your week in Genshin this week?
Well, I want to talk about my last 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, okay.
So my last 3. So I'm still trying to get Dia's talent, or like her skill, to like level 10. I'm trying to crown the ability. I have everything else. I just need 2 of those darn boss like the 2 of those. What do they call it? The puppet strings?
Oh, from
Yeah,
the Scaramouche boss?
Yeah. 3 weeks in a row, not a single one, and I don't have any. Like,
the dust to convert
any of those
it.
converters? No,
Right.
nothing. So yeah, 3rd week in a row, and I just did it this morning too. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Another week where I'm not.
Are you trying to crown
no.
Dia? Or just
Yeah,
trying
I
to get
crowned her. I crowned her burst, but I'm trying to crown
Oh.
her like skill.
Well, well.
Ugh.
The long
She's
journey.
really good already.
Yeah.
hmm Other than that, oh, I love. Oh, speaking of talents, I'm leveling up Frozen's talents. Trying to like perfect the team again. I'm trying to revisit Noelle, just cause I saw a couple of clips of like Noelle doing like 20k per hit during her burst, and I'm like, you know what? It's been so long. She's been support for like this entire time. I kind of want to do like more DPS builds with her,
Hmm.
but um, the thing is, um, because Hydro is coming out really soon, there's gonna be a big Hydro focus,
Hmm.
especially with the artifacts that we're gonna talk about later on today. I think I might just do like a hyper focus on like Hydro, like maybe make like all Hydro team or something. But just
Yeah.
getting all my Hydro team Hydro
Wait, you don't
characters
have
up.
child, right?
I do not. No.
Hmm. Okay.
And
Well.
I'm gonna save for the Archon, but there's so many. I can only imagine how many characters are gonna come out later on, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I think
excited for
they're
that.
just trying to make us prep for Hydro just because of the artifacts. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. But
Hmm.
how's your week? What have you been up to in Genshin?
So, I got to interview Roosevelt yesterday on the
I
Coffee and
saw.
Culture podcast. Roosevelt, who happens to be in the chat, I saw. So, hello, hello, and yeah, I haven't been able to play much Genshin because I was sick. But I just kind of honestly, I just wanted to wander around the desert a bit. I didn't even do much. Like, I didn't take care of my resin. I didn't even do daily some days, but um, I did Fungus Mechanicus. I did some Spiral Abyss just early last week, I think, like after the last time we recorded the podcast. But it was yeah, not that eventful for me this past week. But I did talk with Roosevelt on podcast yesterday about 3.6 stuff. So maybe we'll touch on that a little bit here. But just so exciting to see some stuff coming up. I really still think I'm in sort of a lull in Genshin. I know I'm like also sick, so that
Yeah,
definitely
it's off
contributes to it.
season.
But it is off
Mhm.
season, kind of like you said last week.
In between.
Yeah, so we're and of course even this 3.6 patch, it's probably not going to be like game changing in terms of like uh content, but there is a whole new area, so that is going to be fun to explore. And I'm still trying to make sure that I clear all the quests on my quest list before we get to Fontaine. So that's like my goal.
Yeah, speaking of whole new area, there is literally a hole in the new area, really big one.
Oh yes, the hole. Yes. So this new area has many holes. There are many lower holes that we need to explore, and so yeah, I'm really excited to see how we go through it. Okay, so that was our weeks in Genshin. Now on to our next topic, which is Genshin news. Wait, what was the sound effect I used for Genshin news again? Is it the ehete nandayo? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's the one.
that's the one.
Okay, so for Genshin news, there wasn't actually not that much news per se, other than the actual 3.6 live stream. There was no birthdays, but there
Aw.
was the April Fool's cats, right? Which is
Oh, what
why,
the heck
which
happened
is
with that?
what?
Yeah, like, did they ever do that? No.
What?
I don't remember them doing April Fools last year or the year before.
No, no,
Like,
I don't think they did. I think this is the first time that they did something for it. Um, and so that's why we started this podcast with the meow 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 thing. So if you're lost with that, I'm sorry, but basically, what we did was, what happened was, on April Fools, which was about 2 days ago, Genshin official Twitter and all their social medias released 4 drip marketing esque characters that were each one was a cat based on a character from each of the 4 major nations so far. So we had a Diluc cat, a Kaching cat, a Kuki cat, and a Wanderer cat. And yes, Wanderer is kind of considered Sumeru at this point. So yeah, so we we decided, and all of the text for all those cats is just meow 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 meow. And so
I'm
we
shocked there was no Kale Cat.
huh?
I'm shocked there wasn't Kale Cat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they picked Diluc cat, and actually Kaching I'm not surprised about. They should have just did Dia cat because she has like cat-like ears. But
Yeah, but apparently the people hate Dia, so I don't
don't remind me.
know.
Wait, last year they did Enjo magical girl transformation. Was that a thing? I don't remember
Enjo?
that.
Wait,
Enjo is that the NPC from Enkanomiya that like turns into the
right.
selector. Wait, was that a real thing, Roosevelt?
Hmm?
I don't know.
Oh, I do not remember that.
Well, we can look it up later. The point is, they did that. That was the biggest news of the week. That plus the 3.6 live stream, and yeah, it was really fun. A pleasant surprise. I kind of wish they did more with it. Even like had some like fake gameplay or something. Or just even some voice acting, like meow, 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 meow. But it was just music playing. But yeah, so not much news, just that, and that was pretty much our news segment for the for this week. It's very very short. Now, I want to slide right into the Fungus Mechanicus discussion, which is right before our big 3.6 discussion. Now, Fungus Mechanicus, I thought it was really fun. I think it could definitely be improved, but I like that it was a mix of like, I wouldn't necessarily say League of Legends, but it kind of felt like team fight tactics, like an auto chess type deal, even though you were directly controlling the characters. But yeah, it was pretty easy. I think it was a little too easy. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's nice that it was easy and you could get all the things you needed pretty quickly. But the event overall was like pretty forgettable, I think. Even though Bongo Head was there, it was very forgettable in my opinion. I don't know. Like, let us know what you guys think. Like, if you liked the event or not. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was a really good grounds to build on as a new mechanic. What about you, Kahi? Do you have any thoughts on the Fungus Mechanicus?
Like you said, I'm sure there was something to improve upon. Like when I first saw like the clip of it, um, I mean I like RTS games because I used to play StarCraft back in the day. Not too much, but I used to like playing that. I dabbled with League for a little bit, but I'm just overhead view games. It's hard for me to get into.
Really?
I don't know, it's the perspective. Like I feel too far away from the characters, or like I feel like there's just too much going on. I mean, the only one that I really got into was like Halo Wars.
Oh yeah.
That was great because it was simple enough, but
Mm-hmm.
all of your units did feel actually really, really powerful. You didn't have to worry about like too many, like too much massive armies and stuff like that, like StarCraft. But um, something about the Fungus Mechanicus just seemed it was kind of like you're too far away, and the arena's too small.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're watching like a mini checkers or chessboard,
So you
which
think
it's
like
not really appeals to me.
it could have been a little better?
It could have like visually, or maybe just how. Um, See, the theater mechanicus, I was like super into because I was
Right.
on the ground. I
Mm-hmm.
could like run to the thing. I could actually interact with the elements. You could push people away. I always used Gene to just like suck people up and just throw them off the edge. That was awesome. That was funny. Um, and then the Fungus Mechanicus, I was on the ground. I was controlling the Pokemon with them, moving around if I needed to. But this one is just like I'm not really so much engaged like the other two. It was a combination, and it just kind of pulled me out of it. So I didn't feel like I needed to go into this event. As far as like I mean, Genshin does this all the time with like FOMO events, like limited time events.
It was like really
I
short
mean,
too. It was like a
yeah,
week.
yeah, because I didn't really feel like I needed to. This
Mm-hmm.
because we're in the in between patches, right? The major story, like when we freed Nahida, like the major Sumeru story was over. Like the moment you start talking to the Archon, like the major story, the plot line's done. Everything else is just like how to transition and introduce other elements to kickstart us into the next region or the next chapter. But yeah, I felt like I was okay not doing this one. It didn't feel like there was a lore attachment or anything, or some special character showed up midway through. Because
Mm-hmm.
even in the Fungus event, Yaimiko showed up, and Layla showed up, and apparently they really hit it off. I was not expecting Layla and Yaimiko to to be
In the
anything
last event.
alike. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like what's really funny is that you said like, oh, I prefer like being on the ground and all this stuff. I actually, especially for tower defense, I don't prefer that. Like, I prefer to see my whole setup from far away and make adjustments as necessary instead of having to like run from one side of the map to the other to be like, are there enemies coming from this side? You know what I mean? So it's really funny that you like the opposite. Like, that's I think why I like this one more, but I still think it has a lot to be improved. But yeah, it was really cool. I kind of want them to do just a straight up, like the way that Theater Mechanicus was, but like more top down, like an actual tower defense game. Yeah,
I'm sure
so
that could work. Yes,
yeah, I feel like
because
that would
like
work.
the style is already there. I do like the forced perspective shift to like first person. Oh, not first person, but like being on the ground, being ground level.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a good twist on like the whole tower defense itself. But
Yeah.
I mean, going to traditional tower defense might actually be good because they have a card game now, and it looks exactly like a lot of other card games.
Oh, you know
So
what it is,
that
Kahi?
works.
You like Destiny.
Yeah.
And Destiny is literally like the same thing as Theater Mechanicus, where
Yeah,
you
like you're
like
in the moment.
you're
You're like you
there.
are the character.
Yeah, you're
Boots
walking
on the
around,
ground,
jumping
eyes out.
from point to point, protecting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, I have stuff to do. I have stuff to do in that game as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if there's things that I don't need to take care of, like in this game, I'd be like, okay, well, I can catch up with another game.
Mm.
A lot of people, okay, a lot of people have to always remember. I don't know why we have to keep reminding, but there are other games besides Genshin. And so if there's
What?
something that's
No,
not
there's
going
no
on in
other games
Genshin,
besides Genshin. Genshin's the
right?
only video game.
Well, there's, well, okay, let's just say this. So,
Uh-huh.
Genshin's a great game. What I applaud Genshin on doing is trying to make it appeal to every kind of gamer. Like you have card games, you have mini games, you
Right,
have
right.
story, you have open world, you have domain, little arena like battles. You have great story. You have all kinds of things that appeals to like a massive a group that you don't have to retain their attention literally forever, but you could have things for each of those audiences like every patch or every other patch.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's something going on and it doesn't appeal to you, it's not. A lot of people think, hey, oh, it's a bad game because it doesn't appeal to me. No, it doesn't appeal to you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's meant to have something for everyone. So
Right.
if there's nothing going on that you like, yeah, take a break. Take a break. The next patch is gonna come out. The next year, maybe. People treat these like expansion games because like
Mm-hmm.
there's one big new story every year. Sure. Yeah. Take a brief little break. Take some pictures in the game because I used to do this like in year one when nothing was happening and no other games was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like taking pictures all the time, and we just, what I like about our Discord,
What?
the Camera Originals channel, I think is like the one that I'm most active because I'm just sharing pictures.
Mm-hmm. And you saw what Kazu's doing with the contest, right?
Is Kazu here
Yeah, Kazu is here. Shout out to Kazu.
in the chat?
Yeah, in the
Oh,
chat.
oh, Fangirl Kazu. That's
Yeah,
what it
sorry,
is.
Fangirl Kazu, yeah.
Wait, did we pin that? Did we pin that thing in the channel?
No, I'll pin it later. But yeah,
Gotcha.
so basically, Kazu, thank you so much for taking initiative and doing a weekly camera photo sharing / contest. We're not really decided if we're gonna like vote or anything, but for now, it's a weekly prompt where you can just have something to keep in mind as a goal when taking pictures. So I believe this week's is Sakura, so look for like Sakura pictures related to Sakura, areas related to the Sakura that have the trees, and try to take some fun pictures. Yeah, we should do that later. Okay, so yeah, Kazu, thank you so much. And yeah, so Fungus Mechanicus is one of those unique gameplay things where it's not the normal Genshin. It's something that might not be for everybody, but it is an experiment in itself to kind of sorry. Yeah, to kind of to do to experiment with different gameplay aspects within the same world of Genshin, right? So that's really cool. Yeah, so let's move on to our 3.6 live stream thoughts. Okay, this is going to be the bulk of our discussion today. So, first thoughts. Kahi, Baiju and Kave. What are you thinking?
Okay, I was not planning to roll for either of them, but of all the characters that I've seen so far, it's between Baiju and Nilu. Because I skipped Nilu the first time because I was trying to save for Nahida. But now that I have Nahida, I'm thinking, okay, if we're gonna have like a Hydro focus next patch, should I also have another good Hydro character? Because if I had to do Hydro anything, I've been using Mona,
Wait, don't you
and
have
she
Nilu?
wrecked everything. No, I don't.
Oh, wait, but you have Nilu's weapon?
I have Nilu's weapon, yes.
Oh,
Uh,
that's what it was.
but because I'm thinking I do see like really fun and interesting team compositions with Nilu, especially Hyper Bloom or just
Just Bloom.
Hyper Focus, yeah, just Bloom Focus. Um, I might I might end up rolling for her,
Do it.
but I'm still not sure. Maybe,
She's
but I
beautiful.
still kind of want the. I know, but I'm torn because I do want the Hydro Archon. I definitely am gonna get the Hydro Archon.
You'll be fine. We're not gonna go to Fontaine for another like 2 patches, 3 patches.
Probably. Wait, what's after 3.6? Should that be the end of Sumeru or no?
No, we usually go to like 3.8.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, well, I might have to roll for Nilu, but
Yeah.
then when I was watching here's the thing, when I was watching Baiju though,
Mm-hmm.
he seems like a mix between Layla and Zhongli. I know that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of redundant, but he's a shield,
Mm-hmm.
which heals and attacks. That's a very, very
Wait,
versatile
wait. So
kind
wait,
of
why
ability and
why is he
character.
like? Wait, you know that Zhongli and Layla don't heal, right?
No, 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 but like what I'm saying is, well, Zhongli, like one of his constellations, heals, but
Oh yeah, but
Layla, of course,
that's
has
not
the
like
shield that
his that's
attacks.
not his base thing, right?
Um, wait, what do you mean?
I mean, like, yes, Zhongli heals at a certain constellation, but that's not like what his character's meant to do. So I would
Hmm.
say like closer to like Diona, like a
Yeah,
like because like part of her main kit is to heal and to shield. Does that make
right,
sense?
right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
because
okay,
what
he's like C4
he's
Zhongli, sure, a little bit. But I
okay.
think Zhongli takes incoming damage and heals. Like if his shield takes damage, it heals. It's not
Yeah, I think
like
that's what is. Yeah, that's
yeah.
what the
So
constellation is.
Baiju like he throws out the little sprite thing, and it like attacks enemies and comes back and heals you. So yeah, I think it's a
I
little different.
think I think one of the reasons why I'm saying he's like Zhongli is because he's a 5-star shielder. 5-star shielder. I don't know if there's any other 5-star that gives you grants shields. Is
Other than
there?
crystallized, no, I don't think so.
No. Yeah. So yeah, a 5-star tall green healer with pretty interesting attacks. His basic attacks don't seem like that they go on for a long time. Maybe like 4
He is a
attacks or
catalyst
5.
user, so
Hmm.
usually they're not that complicated with the attack patterns because they do so much elemental application already.
And I think I do remember seeing the clip where he casts or he attacks. I don't know. I want to know. Okay, this could probably be a game changer for me. If his basic attacks are the ones that kind of like send the snake out and they kind of like jump to another,
No, that's his
or
skill.
if that's a skill,
Hmm.
that's okay. That's still pretty good because if he has a skill that can spread or like jump, and automatically apply to other characters nearby,
Hmm.
it's the same thing like Yao Yao, except you can kind of like cause it or direct it in a way.
Hmm.
That might be really good. But
I mean, he
okay,
just looks like.
it's
So here's the thing, like he looks really good. Because and especially if you're thinking about getting Nilu, he's like perfect person to go with Nilu because he will make you a little shield to protect you from the explosions from Bloom, and he will heal. Right, so if you do lose health, he can heal you off of that, so he can sustain your team. And he's Dendro. He has a lot of Dendro application. When his shield is up, he's applying Dendro. When he does his skill, he's applying Dendro. When he does normal attacks, he applies Dendro. So he works perfectly with Nilu when you do like a Nilu Bloom focus team with only Hydro and Dendro. So I think you're gonna start
mm,
seeing a ton of teams with those two in them, like with Baiju and
Oh,
Nilu.
more than likely,
Yeah.
yes. Because Water Aura, Dendro Shield that automatically attacks. That's a lot of automation going on.
hmm
And
And
then you actually add in Layla. Imagine.
but yeah, well, Layla is like cryo, right? So.
Mm. But like you can freeze and bloom and just keep them still, and
hmm
then they just explode. But if I had to pick between Baiju or Nilu, I would I gotta go with Nilu because I have Nahida. I mean, best Dendro
Yeah.
applicator.
No, I mean that makes
Literally
sense.
Archon.
Like it makes
So,
sense. Yeah.
mm.
Plus, you use Yao Yao, right?
I use Yao Yao. I usually try to keep like my healers and supports at like level 70 because
hmm
they're not meant to do damage. They're just meant to heal and support. So I don't need to like, boost them all the way to 90.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Um, Maybe one day. I don't. What healer is like? Okay, my
Wait,
Noelle is
you
a
don't have
healer. She's
Kokomi?
max. I have Kokomi. She's level
Oh. Oh
70. I
yeah.
have Jean. Oh, Jean's level 80.
That's it. You're good. Just Kokomi and
Yeah.
Kokomi, Nilu, Nahida, and then whoever else you want. Like any other Dendro or Hydra character. Doesn't even matter.
Mm,
Jingcho,
yeah.
Yelan.
Yeah. As far as like Kave, like what are your thoughts on Kave? Do you think he's good?
I think so. Kave is really interesting because I was thinking that he was gonna work with Al Haytham in some capacity, but it looks like he directly conflicts Al Haytham in a team because they're both like on-field Dendro application DPS.
Which is kind
So
of clever in a way, like from a design aspect and like story perspective, because
like they butt
they
heads.
they clash. Yeah, they butt heads a lot, even though they
Yeah.
have more similarities than differences. So
Mm-hmm.
same element, but like one's short sword, one's long sword, one's 4 star, one's 5 star. One likes to be like hyper carry. One's kind of a support-ish type, but tries to do a lot of damage on his own. I don't know.
I think in co-op it would be really fun to see like a uh, a Bloom team with like Nilu, Kave, Baiju, and Al Haytham, like with all four people playing separate characters, because then you could really like just Dendro everything. Like I think one of the cool things is with Kave's skill, like where he like detects the area around him and blows up all the blooms, right? Like that's his skill, right?
Kind
Like
of like Burgeon without having pyro in it.
yeah, well, it's like Burgeon or Hyper Bloom, or it's just Bloom, but you activate it on command without having to like hit it with something. And I think that's going to be really strong with Nilu teams. So I feel like a big Nilu team is going to be something like Nilu, Baiju, a Hydra applicator, so maybe like Xingqiu or Yelan, and then Kave. I feel like that would be depending on like how his skill works and like if it does anything else, then it could be something that's really good. And I think people might choose him over Al Haytham in certain cases as a Dendro application person. But honestly, maybe his constellations make him even better. Like, I mean, they have to, right? So I can't even imagine what like C6 Kave would be like. But yeah, so for anyone, by the way, that didn't realize like what we're talking about is that the first banners, the banners that are coming up in 3.6, the first one is going to be Nahida and Nilu, and the second one is going to be Baiju and Ganyu, and then Kave is going to be on that banner. So if you, were wondering, Kahi was like just deciding which one he's going to save for. If you are going for Baiju and Kave, you do have the entire first half of 3.6 to save, so that's pretty good. But yeah, are you interested in Kave at all, Kai?
I gotta say nah. Cause here's one like saving feature like that I like. He's the only like Claymore user that just doesn't actually swing the sword. It's
Oh,
kind of,
Dory's
no,
like
no, no.
that.
I take that back. Dory.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dory does that. But he, this is what I want for a future Claymore person.
Mm,
Claymores have been always like the slow attack, like attackers.
right.
But then, when Hazel came out, since you're using Hazel,
Mm-hmm.
Catalyst user that does really quick attacks, even though all granted it's short range, but it's quick attacks with a Catalyst user. I want a quick attack with a Claymore user. I
Right.
don't know if that's gonna be game breaking or not. I hope not, but that if there's a Claymore user that spins it and swings it as fast as like a normal sword, that's gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that kind of character, but for now, Kave is a good 4-star. Danger Applicator if you don't like Kale for like ranged, or if you don't like, having to spend so much for a 5-star. I'm pretty sure you can get Kave pretty easily, but not like target wishing.
We'll see. I think if like you're going for Baiju, you're probably gonna get Kave, so that's
Along the
nice.
way.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so moving on to more 3.6 things. So those are the characters that are coming out. And then we have the new weapon, the 5-star catalyst for Baiju, the Jadefall Splendor. Now this weapon has like a 608 attack, bonus HP, so up to 49% bonus HP. And for 3 seconds after using an elemental burst or creating a shield, the equipping character can gain the Primordial Jade Regalia effect, restore 4.5 energy every 2.5 seconds, and gain 0.3 elemental damage bonus for the corresponding elemental type for every 1000 max HP they possess, up to 12%. Primordial Jade Regalia will still take effect even if the equipping character is not on the field. Interesting. So, yeah, I wonder who else this would even work for. Who else? Is there any other catalyst user that creates a shield? Yanfei, I guess, kind of.
In a way, yeah. Ningguang.
Ningguang. I wonder if it says creating a shield. I wonder if crystallize counts. I feel like it doesn't count. But yeah, interesting. HP bonus. So HP bonus is going to be strong on Baiju. Then is what it seems like. He is a healer, and usually they scale off HP, so that makes sense. And yeah, so that's his weapon. And then we have the artifact sets, Nymph Dreams and Vorukasha's Glow. So yeah, Kahi, you want to take us through these?
Nymph's Dream, 2-piece set, hydro damage bonus plus 15%. 4-piece set, after normal, charged, and plunging attacks, elemental skills, and elemental bursts. So basically that's everything that's not a special attack type. When they hit opponents, 1 stack of Mirrored Nymph will be triggered, lasting 8 seconds. When under the effect of 1, 2, or 3 or more stacks, attack will be increased by 7, 16, and 25%. Hydro damage bonus will be increased by 4, 9, or 15%. These stacks created by these types of attacks exist independently. So you do a normal attack, you get 1 stack, and it counts down. And then you do another one, and that particular stack counts down. So you still have to be constantly attacking just to keep this up.
I think you have to they have to be unique. So you do a normal attack, and that one starts counting down, and you cannot get another normal attack stack until until that one runs out. So you do normal attack, and then charge attack, and then elemental skill, for example.
Oh, that's what it means. Yeah. Obviously, these are going to be focusing on Hydro, so they really are prepping us for Hydro teams, Hydro characters. I doubt anyone would use this on any other kind of, character that doesn't use Hydro at all. But yeah, the next set is Vorukasha's Glow, HP plus 20%. 2-piece set. 4-piece set is elemental skill and elemental burst damage will be increased by 10%, just flat 10%, without doing anything. After the equipping character takes damage, the aforementioned damage bonus is increased by 80% for 5 seconds. This effect increase can have 5 stacks. So if you take damage 5 times, you can have 5 stacks of this 80% elemental burst damage. Well, skill and burst damage bonus. Same thing, duration of each stack is counted independently.
Wait, say that again?
The duration of each stack is counted independently. These effects can be triggered even when the equipping character is not on the field. So this can be secretly overpowered or very underutilized.
Okay, so this is a very confusing. Like I pointed out this the other day, I think by Pai Monyaka. how much? Let me ask you, Kahi. After you're reading this, how much total extra increased damage can you get from this set, from that 4-piece bonus, with all 5 stacks? What is the highest increase you can have to your elemental skill and elemental burst damage?
I'm going to say if damage bonus increased by 80%, this effect can have 5 stacks. So I'm assuming 400% for 5 seconds.
That would, first of all, I thought the same thing at the beginning. That would be nuts. Okay, that's like too much. So what is it really?
I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, so
sure
elemental
not,
skill
yeah.
and burst damage is increased by 10%. After equipping character takes damage, the aforementioned damage bonus, this 10% damage bonus, is increased by 80%.
Which means an extra 8%.
Correct. So
Yep.
So 5 stacks of 8
that's
is
what I
40
thought.
plus the 10, which is 50% total extra elemental skill and burst damage. That's what I believe this effect actually is. It's like the most confusing
sure
wording
right.
ever. I don't know why they don't just say they get, and the character takes damage, then they get a plus 8%. Like, why is it increased by 80%? Like, what? Wow. Yeah, it's very bad.
So,
Hey, lock on.
I think the reason why they word it like this is because you can have other kinds of damage increasing effects, and if those are active, I'm assuming, what is this phrase? Like, it snapshots that particular damage increase, and then it makes 80% of that, the extra. So, this is like a set that you want to stack buffs before you activate it, but the damage window to get the full effect is like 5 seconds. So you have to be like freezing them or stunning them, and then you can get your elemental burst. Because remember, your animation counts as part of the seconds. It's like if you have like Zhongli, it takes forever to cast his meteor.
Yeah. I think the longest animation, one of them, is like Ayatos.
Oh, you might be right. Because then, like, once he casts it, then when the drops finally fall, then they do damage.
Right.
So yeah, there is still a delay. Wow, I didn't
So
realize that.
so when the character takes damage, even when they're not on the field. So this is the interesting thing. This can work with this can work with different people, I guess. But for example, this is like what a set that might work really well with Dia, right? Because she takes damage whenever any of your party members are in the circle, right? It's like she tanks the damage,
too,
right? And the HP bonus helps with that for how much damage she can absorb. And then it has 5 stacks, and since her damage slowly ticks down, each one of those ticks should count as a stack. So theoretically, you should be able to like, and her elemental skill damage is also going off while you're not on the field, right?
Right.
And so you basically take some hits while you're in her field, and switch back to her and burst when you have full stacks, and then you should be able to like get some extra damage off of her burst damage and skill. But 5 seconds, 5 stacks. I feel like it's impossible to have all stacks at the same time.
Well, here's the problem, because you mentioned Dia. The problem with Dia is that when she casts her elemental burst, it does not count as elemental burst damage. She goes into like special attack mode.
I think it is. I think it counts as elemental burst damage. That's why people use severed, the emblem of severed fate. Yeah, it should count.
But the emblem of severed fate. Okay, so maybe because when I use that on Riding Shogun, when she casts her ult, her description of her burst specifically says this counts as elemental burst damage. They have to specify that.
Yeah,
but it doesn't specify that on Dia's.
So the reason that they have to specify it is because Raiden Shogun changes forms, and her normal attack becomes her elemental burst attack. So people were thinking that they could use effects that work on normal attacks, like increase normal attack speed. Whenever you do a normal attack, then you get XYZ thing, and I think that's why they had to separate it in the description. So like, yeah, her says that, but like elemental burst damage is a thing. Like Raiden isn't the only one that has elemental burst damage, right? So I think Dia's also counts as elemental burst damage because when she's in her burst, you can't do anything else. That is the damage that comes out when you're in her burst. So this should be a set that works for Dia. What I'm confused about is this, like, having those stacks for 5 seconds. Dia's ult is 4 seconds. So if it's possible to get the full stacks of this, I don't know how fast her damage ticks down, but to like get all 5 stacks and then start doing the burst and finish it within that with the full damage bonus, I don't know how possible that is, or how efficient that is. So yeah, I'm not sure. Interesting. Anyway, these new sets should be really fun to experiment with, especially this Hydro one. So I'm really looking forward to these. Is there anyone you want to try any of these sets on?
Definitely Nymph's Dream, just because it seems easier to get these effects, and of course it's great on Hydro characters. So if I'm trying to focus on a Hydro character, I'm gonna bring this out. But here's the thing: I said the same thing for like the animal set that increases, attack speed and attack damage. But then I went right back to like the Inazuma set,
Right.
the Shimenawa set,
Right.
because it's just arguably better because you get 10% more damage, even though it like removes a little bit of your, elemental energy. If you have anything above 100% energy recharge, anyways, you get that right back when you cast the skill. So
yeah, I guess it just depends on your rotation, right? Because if you lose too much energy for some characters, they can't do anything. So depends on your team. But Shimenawa's is great. Like, I think it's pretty.
I know.
Great.
That domain in Inazuma, though, both of those sets have infinite value. Like on
Emblem
any
of Severed
character.
Fate. Yeah.
Yeah, like energy recharge, energy, like, like burst damage is great. And then if you want to go with more skill and attack focus, like literally elemental skill gives you like way better attack damage and basic normal attack damage too, even charge attacks. So yeah, any team can benefit from them if you're trying to do damage. But of course, you have other sets that are more focused on support, like Farazan. But they're really prepping us for Hydro. So if you have a Hydro character, start getting them leveled up now, because they are going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll also have a lot more to pull for. A lot more Hydro characters.
Yeah, what is your Farazan at? Like, is she level?
On this account, no. This is my American account, right? But on my Asia account, she's at 80, and yeah, she's pretty good.
I think I have her. I just got her to 70, so I might just park her right there.
Yeah, she's pretty great. So the other things in 3.6, right? So let's zoom through these. We have the story quests, the Nahida's Archon story quest part 2. We have Baiju's story quest, and we have Layla's hangout, right? So they give us a lot of really vague points that are going to be coming up in this story, like with the new world boss, the new weekly boss, Apep, the Dragon of Verdure, and there's a new boss, the Iniquitous Baptist, which is like a Abyssal Lector looking boss. And we don't really know. I was talking about this yesterday on the stream with Roosevelt. We don't really know which part of this new area and which parts of these are going to be during Nahida's quest or during Baiju's quest, possibly. Like, it's very possible that all of what they showed us in the story trailer is under Nahida's quest, but they showed the new area. Yeah, like it's just weird, right? Because they're all voiced, and the only quests that are voiced are story quests, and event quests. So
and Nahida's in the desert too.
Nahida's there.
You meet the Guardian of Verdure.
Right, and then we see the new desert zone, the Girdle of the Sands. Like, there is a place where the Cataclysm was directly connected to the Cataclysm and
the Apocalypse.
Yeah, and there's like this ancient race involved, and there's so much stuff that we will definitely cover the lore of when it comes out. But right now, there's so much things that are really easy to speculate. But like, they just go in every direction. So I don't want to get too deep into that today, but we I think we're really excited to just see what's gonna happen. And for more lore reveals, we got that Care Bear
Howdy,
quest
damn.
that gave us a lot of questions, and I'm really curious if this quest is going to give us answers or is it going to give us just more questions. Honestly, because of where we are, I think it's just going to give us more questions, but we'll see. And then we have the events.
Yep. Before getting into the events, just interesting little parallel. So I was watching. Do you know this guy on what was his name? Necrit.
Content creator?
Yeah, content creator. He does lore for League of Legends
Oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah,
Riot's
yeah, yeah. I
games.
love his channel. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was watching his videos like way back in the day. He was talking about. So there's a the sand region in that game is called Shurima. And apparently, there's also like in the lore these like voidborn beasts that came up like from another dimension through the sands into that region. So like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of their void beasts come up from the ground. I just thought that was an interesting little parallel here because like this looks like an exact thing. Like it's a big purple hole in the ground, and you know abyssal beasts kind of like pop up out of it. So yeah, I'll, might be maybe they both got some inspiration from the same like. Maybe there's an old story. Maybe there's like a H.P. Lovecraft story out there. Yep.
Well, there's a lot of
Yes, Necrit is playing
Lovecraftian.
Genshin as well.
There's a lot of Lovecraftian lore references and stuff in Genshin, for sure.
Yeah, and the event. So the what is it? The
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 Academia
extravaganza, the
Extravaganza.
academia. Yeah, extravaganza.
Mm-hmm. You want to go over the events?
Yeah. Hold on. What is it called? Just trying to scroll down here.
The Parade of Providence.
Parade of Providence. So, I know it's like not the same word, but when I heard Providence, I thought like I was thinking of Endeavor's move, like Prominence Burn, but it's Providence.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So there's okay. So this is a detail that I thought wasn't as important when I first came across it, but apparently it's getting more and more important. So the six darshans, which like the six like studies that the academia has, and you can kind of be like a specialist in one, or like you can be a master at one. So I don't know all the darshans' names, but I know like Spantamad is the one that has the fighting event, but there's a all of the darshans have like a representative, but one of them is unknown. Um, okay, what was that darshan? Okay,
Varuhaman
Nina
or whatever it's called.
Varuhamad? Okay, hold on. Does it give a? Oh no, Haravatat.
Hmm?
Okay, so
The one,
so
the one that is not there. Is that the one you're talking about?
yeah, so everyone has a representative except this one, and that's either going to be us
Oh,
or
Vahumana. Is that what it
Wanderer.
is? Vahumana.
Okay, so I got the page. So there's the Amerta, the Taoist.
Vahumana. Yeah, that's right. Vahumana is the one that doesn't have a
Yeah,
representative.
yeah, Vahumana. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Spantamad, Gashadarwar, and Haravatat. So
Mm-hmm.
Vahum
Vahumana.
Vahumana. So Vahumana is also on the Hoyoverse website when it just kind of overviews each of them. It just says Dane from Vahumana seems to be busy with something. So apparently we're going to be crafting. Either we're trying to like study something or trying to uncover or learn about it. But each thing like about this, I was just talking about this earlier. There's something for everyone. There's a story type event. There is a exploring event. There is a fighting event. So yeah, you can if you want to like specialize in one of them, you can just choose to say, hey, I want to do this first. You can do all six and of course get more rewards. But if you don't want to, I mean, you can still choose your own Darshan. But then here's what I'm thinking. I really did not expect Wander to come back into the limelight so early because I thought he kind of went off and did his own thing. I didn't realize he was still in Sumeru. I thought he just walked off. But like, what do you think? Is the representative going to be us, or is it going to be like Wanderer?
Well, I don't know how it works, but all the representatives that they showed in the picture are the characters that they showed in the thing, and
Hmm.
the only one that's not in that picture that shows everybody is Wanderer. So it's kind of sus, but we'll see.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm kind of hoping it is, but
yeah, why
if
not?
it's if it is like the Traveler, may make sense. But
Nah,
yeah. Okay, why do you think he's fighting Sino?
why not?
There's no like lore reason or story reason. There's just, hey, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right. I'm okay. Sino and Wanderer, I don't believe they ever met. So
Hmm.
if they met, I'm just gonna say Sino might just be super suspicious. So,
Mm.
wait, you have Sino, right?
Not on this account.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, yeah, of the activities. Oh, what's the okay? What are all the? Do you have like the list of all the activities? Hold on,
Hmm.
trying to scroll through them. Okay, so which one do you think is gonna be the one you want to try first? Because I'm gonna definitely go with all of them, but which is gonna be like if they let us choose which one to pursue first, which is gonna be your first?
um. Okay, I don't have the list in front of me. Actually, you go
Yeah,
first.
I'm scrolling. Hold on, trying to find it. Oh, it's not in this list. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, let me look it up real quick. I thought it was in this list, but it's just like it's like, oh, this is here. There are six events, and it just completely skips it.
Okay. Oh, I know the star puzzle. That's the one I want to do.
Oh, yep, that's gonna be mine.
Yeah. So there's uh, if you here, I'll send it to you. So there is the
Ah, here it is.
solve the Ratawaist star puzzle in Gathering of the Stars. Construct Kisharawar pathways in Project Connectivity. Find Vahumana relics in Antiquity Hunt. Listen to Harvatat's stories for in truth steps. Challenge Spantama domains in Concocted Reaction. And control Amrita animal models in Mimetic Replication. And you get a free Farzan. Yay!
Nice, another Farazan for my collection. The relics seem to be interesting. Like a scavenger hunt for like archaeology.
Hmm.
The I hope it's not going to be too easy, but the construct, the Kashadawar pathways, sounds very interesting because you can make the solution to like getting from point A to point B. It's kind of like making your own domain, but like the goals are set and like static.
That one looks fun too. They all look
That
fun.
one looks really
But the
good.
star one is like, I love that kind of puzzle.
Yes, the
The
alignment
perspective
ones.
ones, yeah.
hmm It's a good like brain teaser.
Hmm.
There's what is it? Was there one where you could run a stall or no?
No, it's
Oh
just
no,
one
you
with the
you go to this,
stories.
yeah. Yeah, you go to the person, they're at a stall and then you read the stories. And then you have like the fighting events. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely play all of them, but I want to do that star one. It just seems pretty cool. The star one, the Kashara War, where you can make your own events. Yep, I'm
The
gonna really
creative
get into
ones, yeah,
those.
same.
I gotta I gotta spice up my teapot some more too, because I kind of like the layout, but I haven't really built the Sumeru layout, especially because I this is a while ago. I unlocked the Inazuma teapot. I just put some buildings down and just kind of let it sit
Hmm.
because still getting really busy with work. So maybe I'll get some time to play around today. But yeah, all the events, stories, characters.
Yep, new enemies. We have those
Mhm.
Hydro Hilichurl rogues and Anemo
Mhm.
Hilichurl rogues.
Oh, those are going to be interesting.
Consecrated Horn Crocodile and Consecrated Fang Beast. So many things to fight in this new area.
Because they have those like Hilichurl rogues with the cloaks and everything.
Hmm.
Those, anytime you fight with like a really big cloak, you just look immediately. You look cool.
Yeah, cloaks are cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can confirm.
Can't confirm. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
that's pretty much it for 3.6. Like there's so much stuff to look forward to. I mean, there's like a bunch of other little events like the Academia Extravaganza is the main one, but there's also the Fulminating Sandstorm, Brewing Developments, and the Recollector's Path, um, which we will talk more about as they come out.
Oh,
So
one last thing.
yeah.
The Dragon of Verdure. It's another fun little callback reference. So in World of Warcraft, a long, long time ago, there was a boss where you didn't attack the boss. You had to heal the boss while you were protecting it. And it was a green dragon. So it's kind of like exactly like this. You fight the dragon, but then there's a phase where you have to protect the dragon, and then after that, the dragon, kind of changes. It just kind
Hmm.
of reminded me of that boss fight. So I'm sure they're not related, but they just like very coincidental, interesting, similarities.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so
Alrighty.
let's move on to uh the community question. Yay, community question. So, last week's community question: if you were planning to steal paintings in Fontaine, who would be on your four-person team? Okay, so this question is courtesy of Kahi. And Kahi, would you go ahead and read the Spotify answers first?
All right. So on Spotify, again, you have a four-person team, and you are about to steal some paintings from Fontaine. So, in no particular order, on Spotify, Primo Gem is God. Skara to fly in the place and take the paintings out. Venti to get drunk and distract the guards. Kaya to Kaya to plan. I can't choose between Zhongling and Beto as Zhongling can cook and Beto is just my main. I think I think Beto could be like the brute, the muscle to like get the guards away or like protect you while like Skara's flying out. But I feel like Skara's gonna do most of the work. Everyone else is just a support.
Mm.
Of course, Skara the hyper carry for thief. Aktira says Ganyu to do the planning, Sayu and Yalan to do the sneaking and stealing, and Dory as a fence. So Dory's basically like the big distraction, or like the one that's diverting all the guards away. Interesting,
She'd be
interesting.
good at it.
Ganyu, I don't know. Ganyu planning a heist. That might be interesting. Then next up we have Pimzo Balto, Mona for teleporting, Sino for distraction, Albedo for finding the paintings worth the most. Hey, that's good because of course you're stealing it for a reason.
Hmm.
If anyone knows paintings, Albedo, and Mika for knowing where the best paintings are. This works. Mona for teleporting, Sino for distraction. Yeah, this is a really well balanced team. Next up, Jai. Jai says Wanderer, Traveler, Sucrose, Yalan. Sucrose and Yalan. Yeah, I can see that. Sucrose is probably going to be the one just that gets roped into it, and now she has to
Hmm.
just see it to the end. Next up, Billy Dowdy. Official, Wanderer, Ito, and Yalan. So, Wanderer and Ito have an ego off as a distraction while Yalan steals the paintings. So,
Nice.
they're just bickering amongst themselves. Next up, Kai says Kuki because she's kind of a ninja-like. Sayu because she's small. Yolan because she's very fast. Shao is small, fast, and has a mask and she can jump high. So high mobility, I like it. Good, good team. James says I would choose Sayu because she's a ninja. Kuki because she's a ninja. Yalan, so she could tie them up. And lastly, I would choose Wanderer because he could fly up the guards on the way, giving them the team time. Wanderer is like the top like meta pick for stealing things because you can just fly away.
Right.
It's a little OP, yeah. Peachy on Genshin says another Peachy answer: hot pink Nahida ultra soft shampoo, swimsuit Barbie, and just 200. What is this answer? 200 tons of extra spicy lime Cheeto puffs. What in the world?
It's a peachy answer.
It's a Peachy answer, of course. So just a one hyper distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Lex Loothole, the ocean. Oh, I love this answer. The Oceanid 11.
The ocean. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's what
Yeah,
you wanted.
Sayu. Yeah, Sayu is recon and getaway driver. Sayu being a getaway driver is hilarious. Okay, please, demolitions and more demolitions. Mona and Lisa, because art thieves are always in need of a Mona Lisa.
Oh my
Oh, that's
god.
hilarious.
Wow, there is a Mona and Lisa in this game.
hmm
That's so funny.
That used to be my team. That used to be like actually
Oh
no
really?
joke.
Mona
Like,
Lisa?
cause yeah, cause Mona, when you do like her burst, they're locked in place, and they bring Lisa out, hold her skill,
Mm-hmm.
and it does way more damage.
That's so funny. I didn't have Mona
Uh,
for the first like almost 2 years, so I didn't even think about that.
oh, I love this answer. Okay, Amel Strange says no team is better than Yelan and Dia. If you know, you know. Okay,
Yeah.
I know. Do you know?
Yeah. The heist video. The
Uh-huh.
road one. Yeah.
They steal a car. Oh, so Dylan Gu, the guy that animated
Yeah,
that, he used to work on Ruby.
he used to work with
Monty.
Montium. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the team.
Rip,
You know what's funny
rip.
about that though? Going back and watching that, I just watched it again like the other day.
Mm,
That was before we knew any of Dia's abilities. So Dia doesn't do anything. She just has a great sword. But like,
yep.
you see Yelan using her like water strings and doing her burst
hmm
animation, but I
Yeah.
wonder how remaking that would be knowing Dia's abilities now.
I don't know how that would go because everything's like fast motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're actually driving away.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly we have Katsuha, which says Kazuha, Zhao, Wander, and Hazel. And just imagine it with the title Animal, guys. Yep. All the Windy Boys. All right, Josh. So I know there's some pretty good answers on our Discord. You want to pick out a few, or do you want to
Nah, I'm
read
just
all
gonna
of
read
them?
them. I got
Because
it. Let's go.
okay, gotcha. All right, here
Okay.
we go.
Forgive me, my voice. I was dying. Okay, so let's see. Community question. Here we go. So Paimon says, Klee distracts the guards by running around making stuff explode. Wanderer can fly so he can easily reach the paintings. Beidou drives the getaway ship. And finally, Albedo is the expert who decides which paintings we can steal to make the most money. Wait, isn't it the same? Did Paimon answer that one on yours too?
I think so.
Wait. Wait, what? No, it's not here. That was like really similar to another
Wait,
one.
that's not the same. Did I read the same thing?
No,
Oh no, no, it's different, but very very similar. I mean, Wanderer shows up everywhere, so I'm
that's
sure
so funny.
there's gonna
Okay,
be similar
I
answer.
read that and I was like, huh? Okay, no, Paimon didn't. Okay, I was like, huh? Like what? Why does that sound so familiar? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, Wanderer can fly. I like Beidou drives the getaway ship. Like that's good. Like the getaway ship.
ship. Okay.
They just have like it's Fontaine, right? So maybe there's
Portside.
like a canal or something, and they're just like, quick, go, go, go.
Oh, that would be good. Yes.
Kazu says, I would go with Yoimiya to distract and Sayu to steal. It worked well in Inazuma, so why not do the same in Fontaine? Yeah, that's right. The fireworks, and
Yeah,
then
you have a point.
yeah.
Yes.
I would also put Hazel on the team for planning, and someone strong like Sino in case it comes to a fight. Nice. Stein says, I'm bringing Mona because she might know a thing or two about Fontaine, and she can scry our way out of danger. Yelan to get us leads. Sayu to sneak into places and steal the paintings. And Alhaitham to help mastermind the whole thing. Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's so funny because like everyone like is doing Sayu as like the ninja to sneak into places. I'm like, but what
Yep.
about Kuki? Isn't Kuki like also a literal ninja?
Well, I mean, Sayu because she is
shoot mod spawn.
much smaller targets. Yep.
Hmm.
And she hides better. It actually can transform to some degree. Um, but yeah, like if anyone's gonna sneak around and be seen less, it's most likely gonna be Sayu.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then Java says, I have two answers for this one, a long one and a short one. The long answer is, for my imagined setup, the team will be stealing paintings from an auction. These paintings are likely to end up in private collections with funds likely going to help the Fatui. My first pick is Yai Miko, to act as both the face and mastermind of the operation. She has a commanding presence, certain to hold attention, and a mischievous mind. Come time for the auction, she's going to pose as a buyer and manipulate the auction from the floor. The next person to recruit is Albedo, as our art expert. The first part of his plan is to create forgeries of the target paintings, and perhaps if time allows. The person responsible for switching the items out would have to be Yelan. She's a secret agent for Ningguang, extremely intelligent and cunning, and very adept at both stealth and disguise. So the auction goes off, and Yai Miko shines, applying pressure and driving up prices on various lots, so when the paintings come along, she has less competition for them. Being who she is, no one will question how deep her pockets are. Her goal is to win the paintings. Before she can formally accept her hard-won artwork, she'll of course have it verified as authentic, and lo and behold, Albedo just happens to be in town, who determines that the paintings are fake, and double gasp, some of the other art lots are forged as well. This of course creates discord and discredits the shady auction. Now you might be thinking, but Java, there's only 3 people on this team, and you'd be right to think that, because the 4th member slides in at the end to add pain to misery. Yanfei. With her legal expertise, she'd be able to pick this shady auction apart on a legal level with the extra help from Yelan, who could help if more evidence is needed. Bad guys get put behind bars, lawsuit probably nets the group bonus mora, and paintings get to go where they properly belong, one of which ends up being able to strongly tie physical characteristics from King Deshret to Dia, further strengthening Kahi's theory that she is desert royalty. Wow, that was bravo. Bravo,
what?
Java. Java literally wrote a whole short film. I actually want to see this happen now. It's so funny.
Oh, the twist. It's fake. No.
So it's he writes all this and he goes, now the short answer with a much less narrative and much easier to read come the next podcast episode. Xiao. That's it. Just Xiao. Dude can teleport, pop in, grab painting, pop out. Maybe also Zhongli, but only in the sense that Xiao might need extra motivation to do it. That's so funny. Wow. Yeah, we should make that a thing. Oh man. Okay, so
see, when you give people something to be creative about, they can go all out.
Oh, and Java's here in the chat. Thank you, Java. Amazing job. Okay, let's continue on. So from Sarah Q. Yelan and Kuki makes the perfect stealthy pair. One is literally an assassin, and the other is a ninja. Mona can warp us away to safety like she once did against Skara, and Farazan for the brain power to reverse engineer all special gadgets and locks. Yelan has always been shady, while the other 3 are poor. Nice one. Yeah, so that one's good. Insignia. Assuming that everyone agrees, Xiao is Xiao for retrieval because man can teleport, and A because she is publicly a powerful god. And what is law enforcement gonna do? Arrest her? Kill her? Would probably be fun to watch them try. The other 2 can be anyone, but I figure Venti and Yai make good moral support for the other 2. Yeah, I mean we have some Archons going in to steal paintings. I don't know. Probably
just gonna walk right in and grab it.
Just walk in and grab it. And what are people gonna do? Just try to stop them? I don't think so. Okay, so next one is Angel. Introducing Team Chibi Crime Syndicate. Nahida, brains of the operation. Klee, explosives expert. Sayu, ninja, gathers intelligence. And Dory, black market dealer, provides supplies. Edit, I'm just imagining Nahida as a Yakuza boss.
Dude, Dory would be the one who has the buyer already lined up.
Right. Okay, Slady Noir. Zhongli to distract the guard by asking questions about the paintings in general. He could also get genuinely interested in the conversation and make it last even longer. Sayu to use her ninja skills to turn into a barrel and avoid suspicion before rolling into the area where the guard is distracted. And then Venti could use his Skyward Sonnet skill and we could all just glide out of there. If all else fails, Zhongli can just meteor the place and we escape during the chaos. With Noelle there with a shield to protect the painting, Zhongli's shield being used to protect the rest of the team. I love that, like, if all else fails, just
Zhongli.
meteor the place.
Just meteor. Well, here's the thing. Like, you cast this meteor, everyone's petrified. So,
Yep.
yeah, you can't run if you can't move.
Yep, take your pick. Okay, so healing Halo. I think Ito would be a very good distraction. I think it would be fun to see how he distracts the guards.
Oh, for sure.
I think it would be fun to add Mika to the team, as he does work with maps. He can maybe go to the location of the painting beforehand to make a map of the surrounding area, find blind spots of the cameras, and note guards' positions. Kokomi would be the strategist, make the plan once the map was made. I think of all the characters, Kokomi is the most all-around best strategist in my opinion. She did hold her own in a war that was severely not in her favor. That's a good point.
That's true.
Nobody's
That
mentioned
is very
Kokomi
true.
being the strategist so far.
She literally is a war strategist.
Right?
Like all the books that she read, she reads them a lot. Like the things on her table is like war records.
Right.
Yeah.
She's probably read the script to Ocean's 11 too, huh?
Probably. That's her light novel that she keeps pulling out to read.
Oh, there you go. The last would have to be Yelan. She is 1, fast and sneaky. 2, just seems like the best person to actually steal the painting, though Sayu would be a great choice as well, as she is one of the most fast and nimble characters. That's my team. The thing is that the scenario I made fully relies on Mika and his mapping skills. Kokomi wouldn't be able to make a solid strategy without the map, leading Ito to probably getting caught, and Yelan having to carry the team, which I can totally see happening. So basically, if Mika can't make maps beforehand, my team is 3/4 useless.
Oh boy.
Okay. Next is Retro Sky. The first person I would want on my team would be Kazuha for 2 reasons. He'd be able to sense danger if we were about to get caught, and the second reason being he would be my mental support because I'd be having a heart attack, and I'm not good in stressful situations. Yelan, this seems like something she would be good at. Her skill set would be useful. Alhaitham, planner, what else? 4, I had a hard time deciding, but I decided to go with Farzan. She can set up a mechanism for distraction. If I had the chance to add another character, Yanfei, if we get caught, for legal reasons. Nice. And
I mean, Farazan too, because remember, she got stuck in like a dungeon for like 100 years, and she did all like the puzzle solving in her head. I'm sure she can strategize.
yeah, right. I mean, she's smart, so makes sense. Okay. Last one. Kenguin 35. Xingqiu, Albedo, Sayu, and Yelan. Xingqiu and Albedo first create a distraction by hosting a signing for their latest novel and art, hopefully attracting a big crowd, requiring extra guards to maintain order. Yelan collects intel, and when the opportunity arises, assists Sayu to sneak in and swap the original painting with a dupe made by Albedo beforehand. No one will even notice a thing after the operation. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so, wow. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your answers to the community question. And, hopefully, we'll have fun doing more of these, like, very creative questions. And we'll find out more about Fontaine soon. We can actually imagine what this looks like once we get to Fontaine.
Can you imagine if they actually have like a thief event, like we have to steal something?
Dude, they have to. Come on.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be so
It would be a
funny.
really cool
Stealing
way.
a painting is classic.
I think it would be really cool if that was a way to intro a character in the Archon quest. You know what I mean? Yeah, my voice is dying. We're almost here. Almost at the end.
Almost.
Okay. So then our new community question, because this is the live stream podcast, basically we are asking all of you, what are you most excited for in the 3.6 patch, right? What characters, what events, what are you excited for? Let us know. You can answer the question on Discord, Spotify. You can tweet at us or answer on our episode tweet, and we will possibly read it off in the next podcast. So thank you all once again. Now, let's do our last segment.
One last wish.
One last wish.
You can do this.
Kahi, you go first.
All right. I definitely need some weapons.
Okay.
Roll on the weapon banner.
I wish I
One
could
wish.
watch you. I can't really watch you.
Okay, hold on. All right, here we go.
Okay.
And
Suspense.
number one. It's blue.
Oh man, dang it! You scared me. Yeah.
Okay, I got the Skyrider sword. Oh, rip.
Oh, rip in
I
pieces.
at least I got 15 dust. Okay, what about you?
Okay, ready?
We're ready.
I will go for. I kind of want to just go for Shunha because I kind of just really like Shunha and I kind of want her on this account too. Okay.
She's a good character. Yeah.
Ready?
Here we go.
Let's go. Oh, I have the sound off. Oh, it's purple.
Oh,
Mika. Oh, Sucrose.
Oh,
Oh
it's even
man,
better.
I don't have Mika on either of my accounts.
I know, but Sucrose is like great.
Sucrose is good, and I do want to use her on this account a lot. But this was, oh wow, that's my C1 Sucrose. Great, now I have an extra charge on my skill.
Frozen.
Yeah, for all my OP Frost characters on this account. Look, I want Mika on this account for my Kaya, okay? And then I got a Diona recently, and then I can use Sucrose. That's perfect. That's a mono cryo team right there. That'd be great, fantastic. Also have Wanderer, so that would work. Anyway, great.
Alrighty.
So that wraps up the show for today. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Those in the chat, thanks for listening. For those of you that are listening to the podcast after the fact, and if you have time, please leave us a comment and a review. We'd really appreciate it. Oh my god, my voice is dying. Okay. So don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. And by the way, guys, I am planning on uploading episodes to YouTube starting this week. I may upload this episode and then start retroactively updating episodes, uploading episodes as well. I'm going to try to upload them in order, actually. So, yeah, so for those of you that want to listen on YouTube, I will add it on there. But it will still be audio-centric. I'm not going to be doing video that is you have to watch. I might just put in some filler video or just like some cool animation. And yeah, so look forward to it. If YouTube is your main way of listening to podcasts, finally we'll be on there soon too. Okay, so don't forget to follow us on social medias. We have our Twitter at Genshin Guys Pod, my Twitter at JSide Gaming, and my Twitch, twitch.tv/JSide, and Kahi, your Twitter at Kahiao, KahiyaO. And as always,
Ad Astra Abyss Sauce.
星と支援を目指せ。
Enjoy.